I'm loving this softer side of the Calamity music. Calamity. Terraria Calamity. Let's go. The steps below hell. Once again, another heaven and hell analogy. Okay, I'm instantly transported to hell with just that one note drop. Okay, it's a classic trope in cinema scoring. Single notes at the lower registers of the piano always feels evil and sinister to signify that the monster is coming. Dun, 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 dun. It's classic. It's a classic musical trope. Second note, this slow rock beat, dun, psh, with a highly reverbed snare drum right there. This is the same vibe I'm getting when you listen to the Shinra theme from Final Fantasy VII. And of course, as you know, the Shinra Corporation is the one that is the evil entity in the Final Fantasy VII lore. Spoilers for that decades-old game. Key change! Okay, wow. This is a nice change of pace. After listening to so much of the soundtrack already, I'm always hearing the heavy metal style of composition that DM Dokuro always uses. So this is a nice change of pace. It's like we are hearing the softer side of his musical composition skill. That is such a sweet oboe line. way this oboe solo and eventual duet sounds to me in a narrative way, it's like this single voice of hope represented by that solo oboe amidst the surrounding evil or sinisterness. Is that even a word? But eventually, a second oboe line joins in, making a very nice, sonorous, lyrical duet. It's almost as if you, as the traveler, lone traveler, found somebody to join your adventure, and now there's two of you, and everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, so here's this massive uplifting sound for you. I just noticed that the brass section came in as well when in the beginning it was not there. It was not so prominent in the historical context of orchestral music. The usage of the brass section as an accent or a occasional brightness texture giver has become such a meme. The brass section tends to be super bright. Any kind of limits their use, especially when you want to make more mellow, soft sounding music. Brass instruments are just so loud. I'm not even kidding that most instrumentalists who are sitting in front of brass players in an orchestra need to wear their earplugs. So in the musical composition context, if you want to uplift a certain section of a song, the brass section is like the usual candidate to fill that need. So it's happening right here. Yeah, that was beautiful. I'm always very excited to check out new video game music, so suggest me some in the comments. This is a track called Heaven's Hell-Sent Gift. Wow. I can see that there's a lot of angel and devil, heaven and hell symbolism in the Terraria Calamity soundtrack or the mod. Interesting. Okay, wow, okay. It's interesting to me how he started it with long piano chords, simple and slow arpeggios, and simple and slow chords. And normally that would really work great as some sort of chill song or like a sad ballad. Kind of like The Tale of the Cruel World, the main theme. But the fact that he added a continuous drum beat signifies that he wants it to be a more rhythmically moving song. Something that is similar to a march or something like that. I really love combinations like that. The duality of long chords, long sustained chords, but with textures that are fast moving like the drum beats here. That duality for me is always an interesting combination. That was a beautiful, low-key piece. Compared to the other Terraria songs that we already listened to, I was kind of expecting a huge, thick drop somewhere, simply because most of the previous soundtracks almost always follow that formula. So, color me surprised when he exercised a ton of restraint in not doing that. Instead, he chose to remain in a very consistent key, very consistent atmosphere, and a very consistent volume level, so to speak. There's definitely also a gameplay explanation for this restraint. I will let you in the comments tell us everything about what's happening in this part of the game. But like I said, he could have chosen to make it heavy metal, symphonic metal with all the bells and whistles again, but he did not, and I really appreciate that restraint. The Heaven-Sent Abomination. Again, heaven and hell symbolism. Let's listen. Wow, okay. I love that debate. So he started with a sustained piano chord and the usual fast-moving drum texture. It always gives you the illusion that when the drop comes, he will go for a drum beat, a drum and snare beat that's also in the same kind of characteristic of that drum beat. So one would expect that the drums will be something fast, but then he subverts expectations by doing it halftime. And I always love that kind of subversion when it comes to beat writing, especially. Okay, wow. This track feels like it's the sister track or the good side equivalent of Step Below Hell. This is like, that is the hell sounding theme, more sinister, more evil, with a tinge of hope. And this one, it's at the very start, it already sounds hopeful, heavenly, very fitting, and positive overall. Okay, hopeful with a hint of something bittersweet. Not far off from Tale of a Cruel World, which is the main theme. Yeah, songs like this are one of the most fun to jam along my violin to, and it's simply because it's what one would call easy mode when it comes to playing along or improv along to a certain piece of music, simply because this one chose to stay in relatively one tonal center. That technique of staying in one tonal center despite the notes above changing a little bit, changing chords, changing harmonies with one bass note sustained, that is called a pedal tone. In Baroque music, especially in the compositions of Bach, that is a common trope. He changes harmony only in this part, but after like staying in the same tonal center for a long time. And back to the tonal center. Listen to those luscious string melodies. Oh my God. String unison melodies are some of the most luscious sounding, especially when, played like this. Those are probably synth strings. Doesn't matter. They sound luscious anyway. I'm loving these softer side of the Calamity music. DM Dokuro showcasing great restraint in not going overboard with the instrumentation, and I'm all for it. And for more of my content, click here.